Glorious morning, glorious morning. How is everyone? Ah, well, I hope you're all doing fine. I haven't checked the weather. I think we are expecting some really, really cold weather. What is it? 52, winter storm watch. Hmm, right now we're good, right? My greeting, glorious morning. Beloveds, and I need a heart to put in there to show my love for everybody. I'm going to do a heart with a bow wrapped around it, indicating that you're all such a gift and you're all so very loved. We have 1 minute. And why do I have these glasses on? These are not the ones that I can see the best out of. They're the newest ones, but they don't work so well. I'll be right back. And of course, the ones that I went to get are not the ones that are the cleanest. Let's see how these work. I can see y'all a whole lot better. Now let's see what we got going on. Hmm. Hold on, everybody. I know it's now 6:01. I have something I want to share with you. I gotta find it first. Oh, here it is. Good morning. How are you, Debbie? Quail girl. Today is the 21st. You know, being overwhelmed is not the same as being awake. We all want to be consciously awake and aware, right? But because a lot of us are confusing constant exposure to world crisis um, with spiritual consciousness, I think we are becoming um, anesthetized, if you will, to what's happening on the inside. Being awake is not the same as being flooded with information. Um, being in a constant state of alarm just isn't healthy for our physiology, our mental state. We don't have to carry the weight of the world and be aware. So if you're feeling heavy and anxious and scattered, um, quietly exhausted, it's not a failure of faith. Sometimes we think, oh my gosh, where is my faith? Why am I feeling overwhelmed? It's really a matter of our nervous system being overloaded. It's just too much input. So this morning, we're not tuning out the world. We're not turning away. We're actually tuning in. Tuning in. Where is God? God is here. God is everywhere. But there's wisdom in the calmness. That's where we can be clear and um, where we can be active without any pressure. So let's begin. Let's begin. Oh, dear God, precious permanent presence. We know that you're everywhere present. And this affirmative prayer simply says that while we want to be consciously awake and aware, we also want to take care of these physical bodies, our mental state. We don't have a real need to be glued to any social media for news, any television, any podcast, anything that is going to keep us constantly on edge about world affairs. We don't need that. We can be aware and take care of ourselves. We must do it. We must also remember that we're not just these bodies. We are we have a divine self, and we have, which is the spiritual part, and we have the human self. And when we're totally focused on so much input from the world, we're simply saturated with the kind of news that keeps us in a state of anxiety. We become exhausted. There's no need for that. We can remain faithful by turning within, remembering our divinity. Breathe that in. So while we are both human and divine, we recognize that there are moments in life when we must let the world not just fade away in the background, but we must allow the world to just be for a period of time while we go within into the silence to remember what matters most. And what matters most is to remember that we are connected to the divine. We are thankful for that. We're so very grateful. And for this and other blessings, help us to help others. We are grateful. And so it is. Amen. We have discernment in the midst of all the noise. We must be cognizant of that. If I can speak this morning, we must be cognizant of that. And release the belief that we must be constantly informed about every little thing that's happening outside of us. Let's take a moment now to go into that quiet place. Gently close your eyes if that's comfortable. Lower your shoulders. Take a deep breath with me. And blow it out. Again, inhale. Inhale, calm. And exhale, excess. and exhale peace. Inhale calm. Exhale peace. There's nothing to solve right now, nothing to fix. We're just here, being present. Imagine turning the volume down on the outside world. Not off. We're just lowering the volume. And let's see what remains when we lower the volume on the outside world. We recognize that there's a steady presence. There's a quietness and awareness. There's a sense of being held from the inside. Rest your attention on the center of your heart space. In that place, there's wisdom. And that wisdom doesn't shout. It simply knows. If thoughts arise, then just let them float by like headlines scrolling past us. You don't need to click on every headline. Just notice as you let them pass by. Let them pass by and return to your center. Return to your breath. And allow this truth to settle in your body. I do not have to be overwhelmed to be awake. I do not have to be overwhelmed to be awake. I'm allowed to be grounded and conscious at the same time. So let's just stay here for a moment in the silence. Be comfortable in the silence. Breathe. 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 When we breathe, we listen and we become centered even more so. And we are in this space of trusting. When you're ready, open your eyes. Trust and know that you can just allow things to scroll by. And we don't have to click on every headline. Type in the chat how you're feeling this morning. Let's see, you're recovering. Oh, I bet you're recovering from the weekend with the kids. Debbie, I'm so happy you're here. Good morning, Deja. Good morning. Type in the chat how you're feeling. It's 6:13. Let's type really fast. And then we'll be on our way into a beautiful day. Let's see, how am I feeling? I'm feeling hopeful. Uh-oh. Okay. Yes, I'm feeling hopeful. She's feeling good. All right, Debbie and Deja, how you feeling? And for those who will watch this later, Type in the chat how are you feeling at the moment that you watch this. I'll come back to review and see who showed up. I'm sending you all love and light. Bye for now.